Morning. So today our plan is that we are going to get that in the Fendt and wash up the corn planter and the Fendt tractor because, well, we're done with the corn planter. Dad is switching his sprayer over to drop nozzles to do some side dressing, trying to get it wrapped up. This is Wednesday, June the 12th. Yeah, we're gonna get the Fendt tractor washed up in the Massey planter, and hopefully either today or tomorrow get the Fendt hooked on to the grain cart. So we parked the unit in here a while back just to keep it stored inside and keep some of the shop space open. Looks like we got some treasures we need to clean out of the cab. Been looking for that. This planter, it does seem a little bit lower than our other corn planters, so always try to make sure we're not dragging units, but that wasn't that bad of a grade, so we're fine. Right up here you can see Dad's planting mistakes. Looks like we got a blank spot right there. Not too bad. Beans do look a little thin in this field, but not too thin. Not thin enough to replant, but I think we did get a little bit of slug damage. So I've got the planter about as clean as I'm going to get it for now. Not sure, we may try putting some double crops in the ground with it. We shall see, remains to be seen. Just kind of experimenting if we do, but anyways, planters are always a pain in the butt to get clean. I just try to get the bulk of the dirt and then grime off of them. Tractor's clean enough for going on the grain cart. Dad's kind of cleaning up the mess of totes, empty totes, half totes. Trying to consolidate and eliminate some. So in our quest to prepare for wheat, we are going to unhook this head. And I just realized I forgot to flip the battery disconnect. Yeah, that's better. So HioAg got our folding and everything working on this gearing off corn head for us while we were planting. I've never used it yet, but there it is. I guess we'll figure it out. So this will be our first year using the Ideal, our first experience with Ideal Drive. So while I bumble my way through this, prepare to be entertained. I think once you get the hang of it, it's going to be awesome. I'm just still getting my wits about me with it. So let's see if we can figure this out here. We got that button, and then auxiliary 1, I believe. Oh, there we go. That's a lot faster than the gleaner unfolded, I can tell you that. Now, this is a different head, but basically the way we were unfolding our Capella head on our gleaner was kind of, well, it wasn't really designed to work the way we had it working. So it unfolded very, very slow. That is much faster. Like well under a minute. And I think it took 5 minutes to fold and unfold the Capella head. Yeah, that took about 45 seconds. That's cool. I don't know what any of that other stuff means. We'll figure that out later. Looks like we gotta adjust our cradles a little bit. This is the first time this head's ever been on these carts, or this cart. Yeah, go ahead and break it. What are we doing? The beam? We're adjusting this top beam on this header cart. It's too high. Basically, the head wasn't going to be touching near where it needed to be, so I believe we're dropping it down a little bit. This was the header cart for the gleaner head. We don't have that head anymore, so it'll now be the header cart for the gearing off corn head. People always ask where Mrs. Brown is. We can't see it because of the sun. She's right here. She's the camera lady right now. Gotta unhook the single point. I got the single point unhooked. Yeah. I'll wait. Huh? Yeah, we'll hook up to that. That box getting the best of you?
Yes. Jesus Christ.
Midland, y'all make a great box.
Another box. No, there ain't no gauges or anything on it's on the mic yet. We'll let him. That's what it's going. Is that the end or?
Yeah.
Where's the mounting bracket?
It's got one right here, Dad. It's on the radio.
Put it back there. Is that where we put the glinger?
Yeah, you had it
screwed
into that platform. Plastic. Yeah.
Well,
it's 7 o'clock. Dad is going to eat with BJ and his family and his great granddaughter. And I'm going to eat at the house with my family, and I'm going to call her quits for the night a little early. Morning. Big day. The honeybee just arrived. Guys a little early.
A new infatuation was...
Luckily, Dad had just got to the shop, so heading up there now and well, get our head unloaded. Finished up the Midland install, so we are Midlandized. Park brake! I'll have Dad unload it so we can watch it all happen from the ground. Yeah. So we got a slight, trying to figure out this slight problem. The header is up a little higher than we can reach at the moment. So this kind of hurts, but we're running through some standing corn. Not much. But it's going to be the easiest way to get this head unloaded. Unfortunately, it was turned the other way, so we'll have to pull the truck in. So it sucks running through corn, but I mean, we're talking less than $1 worth of bushels of corn. You need to drive further. Smells like sweet corn. Gotta go further! No! Keep going, keep going! work here. Much better. Hey, when you put it down, that's when it locks it.
Yes?
Yeah, it's unlocked right there. Now it's locked.
But the whole...
You want it up to be unlocked.
Okay. Up forward, man.
Like the ideal drive.
Oh, man.
Every time I use it, I like it more. Hooking up the head, it's awful nice. So you may have noticed that that Honeybee has a header cart under it. So Honeybee has a system where that comes with the head. It's not the most quickest thing to put on. At least that's my belief. I've never actually put it on.
Find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. We will be using our Underfoot 4-wheel steer cart that we just got. Had really good luck with those, and well, it's nice to be able to stage that somewhere, drop it, hook up, just a little bit quicker maybe. But now they are going. Whoa, now they're going to PDI that head. The rep from Honeybee and our local dealer, Paul Martin and Sons. They're here. We're going to make sure that head is good to go and ready for wheat harvest in a few days. Today is June the 14th. Hopefully we harvest wheat on June the 17th. Don't know how to shift it in high gear, do you?
Well, they put it in gear over here.
How is it? This is the highest speed you've had it. So once this head gets looked over and we get everything set up, like I said, we should be good for wheat harvest, but this part might take a little bit. Got some things that need installed, a few other things that need set on it, all sorts of good stuff.
So every morning we're gonna get you a little flat flower, and you need to come down the whole length of this and just give each one of them teeth.
Just give them a couple swipes.
Yeah, just keep them sharp.
You don't want to hit them too hard; you'll mess them up. They won't.
Now,
Do I get paid for each one I do?
No.
No,
After
you're getting a lunch.
After 5 days, every 5 days, you need to take every single one of those off and put a new one on.
I think that's just a waste of money.
You don't get paid to think
No,
here.
I'm just saying. Like, if you take these off and keep putting them back on every 5 days, it's a waste of money.
No, a different one.
Yeah, a different one. That's a waste of money.
No, we want to keep a sharp knife.
Yeah.
This speeds up harvest. What do you think me and your dad do every?
How do you think we get this physique?
Yeah.
I think you guys just eat a lot of food and talk.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, go up and see if that bin's full. Get up there.
Yeah. Were you here the day Dad was looking at ice cream machines? I told him we don't have a big enough door.
You know, when we built this shop last year, and we were planning it the year before that, we originally put a 45-foot door in there. I was like, let's go 50. That way we're covered for a while. We can at least have 10 years we'll be able to pull in right through that door with the head on. And that idea lasted 6 months because we had this head coming. Well, I guess we didn't really commit to this head till right in December, but we went with a 50. And that's a 50-foot door. You can still finagle it in there, but we have a pull through on the other side. Probably just be easier to do that. So we've about got everything on this combine functioning. The head dialed in and everything. At least all we can do from the driveway. Everything works. All the cabling is ran into the cab. I think we're just calibrating right now the head for rigid mode. Flex mode worked fine. So if you're not familiar with the Honeybee, they use an air flex system. It's pretty cool. I'll see if I can get Lance. He's the rep from Honeybee in the cab right now to maybe talk to us a little bit about that. I know how it works, but not well enough to explain it just yet. So right now the combine is calibrating to the head. Basically we've built 2 header profiles, one for rigid and one for flex. Maybe overkill, but keeps it simple for me, and I like simple, so does Dad. but this is the combine calibrating itself. Basically, you click calibrate and it goes up, down, side to side, and learns all the weights of the machine. That way it knows how much weight or how much hydraulic flow to move to. It's how it learns the weight on the front of the combine. That's the simplest way to say it. Hopefully this is 50 foot of lean, mean, wheat cutting machine. So one of the things I like about this head quite a bit is how narrow this section is of this head. Compared to the AGCO head we've been running on that Gleaner, which is also the same head that the factory option from Finn is. It's a very narrow snout though. The AGCO head is extremely wide, and we noticed it ran over a lot of beans and you never picked them back up. So I really like how narrow this is right here.
If you walk around the back, you can smell the smell of government.
Ah, rejetting?
Yes.
Great. And action. So Lance, I told them I don't really know how to explain this head. I kind of have a general idea how it functions, so I figured maybe you could give us a little bit of an overview of it.
Sure. So this is the Honeybee Airflex NXT. This is our new model for 2024. What Airflex means is that we have airbags on the back, and what those airbags do is help create down pressure for our cutter bar. So it's an independent cutter bar from the table, so that way we can flex in any circumstances. If you got rolling ground, if you have downed crop, it can also be a rigid header too. So all you do is just pump up the air, which the monitor is in the cab, so you can just adjust that. Has a tank and pump on the header, so everything is on the head, self-contained on the header.
So this head could go on, could an old 9500 run this?
So the limitations to our header is your combine has to have header height control and lateral tilt.
Okay.
If it has those two functions, we can go on any combine.
Okay.
So some of the combines I like to get on is like the 9770 John Deere's, just because it's still a good combine and we can adapt to it without adding anything to your combine like you have to if you run a competitor's draper.
Gotcha.
So we're an all mechanical drive knife is another option that we do other than other competitors where they're all hydraulically driven with gearboxes. We're all mechanically driven direct drive off your combine PTO shaft.
So that means less stalling of your sickle.
Less stall, and we're not taking away the horsepower from your combine. We're allowing the combine to do the threshing job and the header to do the shaving job.
Keeping the hydraulic oil from getting overly taxed.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Keeping that hydraulic fluid as cool as possible, not having to run it through all the extra orifices on a header.
Okay. So on this head, we've got these carriage wheels here on the side. Is that normal, or is that once you get over 40 feet, or is that just depending on the ground or customer preference?
So our gauge wheels here on the back, that is an option. That is for most guys who are cutting more rigid or small cereals off the ground than in flex mode. So those are, doesn't matter what size of the header is. If you order a 50 footer and you only cut soybeans, you would not need that option.
Okay.
That is basically just for rigid sensing to keep it off the ground.
So since we're running wheat, that's why it makes sense for us to have.
Yes, so we added that to just make it so you can keep your level cutting of your stubble.
Okay. So one thing this head has that I believe is a little different is the hydraulic skid plates, right?
Yes. So that was a new option for 2024, and you'll see that hopefully in some of your fields is we have hydraulic adjustable skid shoes. And what that does is we can run flex mode, cutting wheat and keeping a 0 to 8 inch cut height. And this, you have a gauge right here that would show you the height of those adjustable skid shoes. And again, we can do that from the cab. Don't have to get out. Another thing about our header, if you're in rigid mode, you don't have to get out to lock your header out to make it run. You can just add air and it's locked out to go rigid. Okay. Or you can take air out and go right to flex mode.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to running just a couple more days and see what she'll do. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate helping us get this thing set up today, Lance.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. So, folks, on the combine front, we're about as ready for wheat harvest as we're going to be. Dad's going to pull this thing in because why would we want to put it on a header cart? He's just going to pull it in, and yeah, we're going to see if we can't tear the building down. He's trying to pull the 50-foot head through the 50-foot door. It's definitely doable. No reason to do it. He just wants to. He thinks he might be able to tilt it enough. Yeah. Open it up. He thinks he can tilt it enough I think if he tilts it that high, he's maybe going to hit the door, like the top of it. We'll see. He ain't even close over here. He's got -5 here. Well, of course we had to see if we could fit the head through the new door. We can, it's a little tight, but it worked.